first NeverButter recap since the Dark Ages started. What if BFB Never Split 1.0 Part 2, episodes 26 and 36? Where we last left off, BFB had started its 4-team phase. And here are the 4 teams that remain. Starting off, we got Death Pact, which consists of the following: Pen, Black Hole, Pie, Remote, Tree, Bombi, Bracelety, Gelatin, Naily, and Donut. The losers, which consists of Bell, Fries, Eraser, Marker, Puffball, Pan, Coiny, Needle, Leafy, and Clock. Irons, which consists of Tennis Ball, Blocky, Grassy, Golf Ball, Basketball, Ruby, Lightning, Flower, and Fanny. And finally Beep, which consists of Cloudy, Woody, Balloony, Window, Taco, Teardrop, Soft, Book, and Lollipop. And so far, the eliminated contestants are Pencil, Light, Roboti, Loser, 8-Ball, Stapy, David, Match, Furry Jr., Dora, Spongy, Bottle, Foldy, Snowball, Eggy, Cake, Pillow, TV, Rocky, Gady, Yellowface, Furry, Gelatin, Nickel, Bubble, Robot Flower, and Ice Cube. The 26th contest was to eliminate profiling, but with 4 teams, it's complicated. Because NeverButter kept the 2 teams lose gimmick, despite the perfect opportunity to switch back to 1 team loses, there will be a second profiling. Leafy still eliminates profiling like she did in canon, but it's difficult with the other 3 teams. And since Irons has the most intelligent characters, Death Pact and Beep are up for elimination. First team up for elimination is Beep. Teardrop is the first one safe. And so is Cloudy, and Taco, and Winner, and Saul, and Woody, and finally Balloony, so now it's down to Book and Lollipop. Book still carries the baggage of the Taco book arc, which resolved long ago, and Lollipop is constantly falling into the bottom 2. This might be a close vote of around 50 to 100 votes, but the last contestant safe is Book. Looks like it's time for the Scribble Girl to be scribbled out. Next team up for elimination is Death Pact. The first contestant safe is Pen, then Barf Bag, then Bombi, then Tree, then Remote, then Pie, then Naily, and finally Donut, so now it's down to Black Hole and Bracelety. Bracelety is irritating for many reasons. Black Hole just happened to be in the bottom 2, so Bracelety is eliminated. The 27th contest is to escape the oven. Because Teardrop won the contest in the canon episode, Beep will win the contest here. Leafy would probably not throw people into the glass because the Gelatin isn't here. But Irons wins the contest, so Death Pact and the losers are up for elimination. First team up for elimination is Death Pact. Barf Bag is the first one safe, and so is Pen, then Remote, then Bombi, then Tree, then Black Hole, and finally Donut, so now it's down to Pie and Naily. Both of them are minor characters. It will be quite a close vote. This makes it hard to choose, but the last contestant safe is Naily. Pie had nothing to say anyway. Next team up for elimination is the losers. Pen is the first one safe, and so is Coiny, then Eraser, then Marker, then Bell, then Leafy, then Puffball, and finally Needle, so now it's down to Fries and Clock. Clock is a minor character and Fries is pessimistic, but the last contestant safe is Fries. When Clock was eliminated in Teapot, it caught me off guard, because there were absolutely no suspense in the bottom 2, because T noticed Bottle in the pit then contradicted himself by announcing her safe. It is hard to decide what the 28th contest would be, so by random selection, Death Pact and the losers lose again. First team up for elimination is the losers. First contestant safe is Coiny, then Pen, then Needle. At this point, she will probably have an arc with Coiny, Pen, and Leafy. Anyways, Eraser is the next person safe. And so is Bell, then Marker, and finally Puffball, so now it's down to Fries and Leafy. Fries is still annoying, while Leafy's popularity has plummeted. And with that, the last contestant safe is Fries. One wrong step cost her game, and she is eliminated again. Next team up for elimination is Death Pact. First contestant safe is Remote, then Pen, then Barf Bag, then Tree, then Donut, and finally Naily, so now it's down to Bombi and Black Hole. He would like to have an arc related to Donut's story by now, but it would likely have ended by now. Black Hole is viewed as overrated, and the last contestant safe is Black Hole. So the first recommended character ever has been eliminated because he's as annoying as he can ever be. The 29th contest is to make the most money to save BFDI from being depleted due to a budget. Because Flower won the contest in the canon episode, Irons is safe. And just like in Teapot, Death Pact saves himself from his losing streak, so Beep and the losers are up for elimination. First team up for elimination is Beep, and Teardrop is the first one safe, and so is Cloudy, then Winner, then Taco, then Woody, and finally Balloony, so now it's down to Saw and Book. Book is still carrying baggage from the Taco book arc, and Saw is still irritating, and the last contestant safe is Book. This is quite convenient because 8 times 4 is 32. Next team up for elimination is the losers. Pen is the first one safe, so is Coiny, then Needle, then Eraser, then Puffball, and finally Fries, so now it's down to Bell and Marker. Neither of them have a dynamic. This could be quite a toss-up, but the last contestant safe is Marker. In the episode Bell eliminated, I thought there was a low chance that Bell could be eliminated because to reveal where her string actually was all this time. When she was in the final 2 with Pillow, I was begging for Pillow to survive, but they eliminated Bell, though the begging part was kind of exaggerated. I was actually hoping for Pillow to be eliminated. It might be a tad early, but it's time for another debut. Death Pact wins and gets prize tag. NeverButter promises that she'll reveal the reason why there was a debut there in a few episodes. And Price Tag barely edges out Rubber Spatula. The 31st contest is to get to the top of a random building. Deathpack just won, so it is impossible to lose. Coiny and Eraser will likely use Pin and Needle to scale the building. And Puffball will carry her entire team, so the losers are safe. Meaning Beep and Eyes are up for elimination. First team up for elimination is Beep. Teardrop is the first one safe, and so is Winner, then Cloudy, then Taco, and finally Woody. So now it's down to Balloony and Book. Balloony just happened to be in the bottom 2, so Book is eliminated. Next team up for elimination is Ions. Tennis Ball is the first one safe, and so is Ruby, then Lightning, then Blocky, then Fanny, then Basketball, and finally Golf Ball. So now it's down to Grassy and Flower. Flower carries some baggage from BFDI and BFDIA, and Grassy basically does nothing. This will be quite a close vote, but the last contestant safe is Flower. Grassy's seen better days. The 30-second contest is to stack as many blocks as you can. Coiny's glue method puts the losers in first place, but Deathpack, Beep, and Eyes have an equal chance to get in second place. Through random selection, Beep wins the contest. First team up for elimination is Ions, and the first contestant safe is Lightning, and so is Tennis Ball and then Blocky, then Ruby, then Fanny, and finally Basketball, so now it's down to Golf Ball and Flower. Golf Ball is bossy and Flower is annoying, and the last contestant safe is Golf Ball. Looks like the season's Canada winner has been eliminated. Next team up for elimination is Deathpact. Pen is the first one safe, so is Remote, then Price Tag, then Barf Bag, then Tree, and finally Donut, so now it's down to Black Hole and Naily. Both just happen to be in the bottom 2, so it's hard to decide which one will be eliminated. It's hard to decide, but the last contestant safe is Black Hole. That catchphrase doesn't work with me either. Now we're going to a new stage in the game, but it's not the merge, it's actually a 3-team phase. We got 3 teams of 9, and instead of retaining 3 of the former names, it will use 3 of the Teapot names. Deathpact again, Are You Okay, and Teammates. Puffball, Tennis Ball, Fries Pan, Golf Ball, and Eraser will still join Are You Okay? Needle, Coiny, Donut, Pin, and Barf Bag will still join Teammates. And Remote, Black Hole, Lightning, Tree, Marker, and Fanny will still join Deathpact again. And through random selection, Blocky, Basketball, and Teardrop will join Are You Okay? Price Tag, Ruby, Woody, and Taco will join Teammates. And Cloudy, Winner, and Balloony will join Deathpact again. The 33rd contest is to build an amusement park for Forest Amusement Park. Eraser and Teardrop shenanigans will put Teammates up for elimination. But surprisingly, Are You Okay is the second team to lose, which means yet another missed opportunity to go back to one team loses.
Cake. Cat. Steak.
First team up for elimination is Teammates. And surprisingly, the voting system has shifted. Pen is the first one safe, and so is Price Tag, then Coiny, then Ruby, then Woody, then Taco, and finally Donut. So now it's down to Needle and Barf Bag. If the voting system had not shifted, they would be among the first few people safe. But the reversal of the voting system has screwed them both over. Barf Bag is not very interesting, and Needle has to split votes with the other members of Lowbunch. But this is not enough, as the last contestant safe is Barf Bag. If the voting system hadn't shifted, Donut would probably have been eliminated. Next team up for elimination is Are You Okay? Pen is the first one safe, so is Teardrop, then Golf Ball, then Puffball, then Tennis Ball, then Fries, and finally Blocky. So now it's down to Eraser and Basketball. Basketball doesn't have anyone to interact with outside of Golf Ball, and Eraser has to split votes with Pen and Block, and with that, the last contestant safe is Eraser. With no arc to go through, I'd say Basketball is pretty much done for. The 34th contest is to protect your funny plant from death. Without Rocky, Teammates is safe, and without Ice Cube, Deathpact again is also safe. So Are You Okay is automatically doomed, and Deathpact yet again also loses. First team up for elimination is Deathpact again. The first contestant safe is Black Hole. Next safe is Remote, then Tree, then Marker, then Lightning, then Winner, and finally Fanny. So now it's down to Cloudy and Balloony. Both have to split votes with each other while also being on a team with fan favorites. Both have an equal chance of getting out, but the last contestant safe is Balloony. Water-based contestants don't have it easy these days. Next team up for elimination is Are You Okay? First contestant safe is Pen, then Teardrop, then Puffball, then Golf Ball, then Eraser, and finally Blocky. So now it's down to Tennis Ball and Fries. This bottom 2 happened in Teapot 6, and in that bottom 2, Fries was eliminated. And because of this, the last contestant safe is Tennis Ball. You're not even in the alliance, Fries. The 35th contest is to retrieve the prize from the bottom of the Goiki Canal. Because of how the contest played out, Deathpact again wins. First First team up for elimination is Are You Okay? The first contestant safe is Pen, then Teardrop, then Eraser, then Golf Ball, and finally Puffball. So now it's down to Tennis Ball and Blocky. They might both have to split votes, but the last contestant safe is Blocky. Even the smartest contestants can only go so far. In both BFDI and BFDIA, Golf Ball was eliminated before Tennis Ball. Now Tennis Ball is eliminated before Golf Ball. Next team up for elimination is Teammates. Pen is the first one safe, and so is Coiny, then Ruby, then Taco, then Price Tag, and finally Donut. So now it's down to Barfbag and Woody. Woody survives by a long shot. And that's the end of another character who was deleted from existence. The 36th contest is to cook the best food. Remote Winner and Balloony might object to the fish from Death Pact again, but they still choose to protect life. And because of the current placements, Are You Okay and Death Pact again are both up for elimination. First team up for elimination is Death Pact again. The first contestant safe is Tree, then Marker, then Black Hole, then Remote, then Winner, and finally Fanny. So now it's down to Lightning and Balloony. Lightning is the last one safe. And just like that, Balloony's time on this show has popped. Next team up for elimination is Are You Okay? The first contestant safe is Teardrop, then Pen, then Eraser, and finally Blocky. So now it's down to Puffball and Golf Ball. Similar to Teapot 9, this will be a very close vote of around 5 votes. But the last contestant safe is Golf Ball. Golf Ball has constantly used Puffball as an advantage a lot. So that's the end of part 2. And the finale will last from episodes 37 to 50. See you there, or in another What If I Make.